Thank you for watching What's Up with Step Up. This video is part of our 4-part What's Up with Step Up series, which is designed to help Ohio child care providers understand the April 2022 changes to Step Up to Quality. In this video, I will be giving you a brief overview of the updates to the Step Up to Quality program standards. The first thing that I want to point out is the requirement changes for any program who serve school-age children. Programs serving school-age children no longer need a school-age curriculum or to have standards kept in the school-age classroom. Programs with a rating of 3 and higher should take note that the Ohio Classroom Observation Tool, or the OCOT, indicators pertaining to curriculum implementation or alignment with K-12 standards are not required for school-age groups as they have been in the past. Now let's take a look at where you can find the updated Step Up to Quality program standards. The standards can be found on ODJFS Manual's webpage under Child Care Manual, Procedure Letters, and finally, you will select the Child Care Manual Procedure Letter number 153. It is also titled as 2022 Changes to the Step Up to Quality Program Reduction of Forms and Continuous Rating. Once the procedure letter is open, you will scroll all the way to the bottom to the attachment section. The appendices are sorted by star rating and type of child care provider. When you read through the updated Step Up to Quality program standard, you will notice some language changes. The requirement to upload documentation has been removed from most standards, and language in the Step Up to Quality standards has been revised to state how the standard will be verified. The first change was made to reflect that many programs already have some type of documentation that shows implementation of a standard that can be used without having to also use a JFS sample or prescribed form. An example you can find in the standards of this change is teachers are to use and have on file for review a current written dated plan of activities to support children's development and learning. In this example, you are being informed that your licensing specialist will verify that teachers are using and archiving activity plans for review during a full on-site inspection or focused review. The second change was made to support certain practices that can be verified verbally or visually if the standard does not require a standard form. An example of this is the program is to show or be able to describe at least 2 modes of communication that the program uses to communicate with families. This is a standard requirement that can be verified without extra paperwork. The third change maintains that some requirements must continue to require submission of documentation and that the program maintains that documentation on site. In this change, specific documents are named. An example of this, the program is to complete and submit JFS 1590 or the publisher's alignment. This documentation to show alignment with the current curriculum is to be maintained on site for review. Because a document was named in the standard requirement, the document must be used for verification. Now we will take some time to review a few examples of how you should read the updated standards. In this program standard example from the domain, Learning and Development, and subdomain, Child Screening and Assessment, a JFS sample form is written into the standard. Sample forms JFS 1514 can be used to meet the standard requirement, but is not required if you use your own written documentation. Because it is a sample form provided by JFS, it meets all the items required in the standard. In this next example, the program standard requirement for domain administrative and leadership practices, subdomain program administration, states that the program is to complete and submit the required sections of the JFS 1509 Continuous Improvement Plan for Step Up to Quality. Because a JFS prescribed form is named, completing the form is a requirement. Let's look at one more example. In this program standard example from the domain, Learning and Development, and subdomain, Curriculum and Planning, you are told to complete and submit JFS 1590. When the requirement states that an item needs submitting, you will submit on OCLQS upon registration for your STAR. Because JFS 1590 and the publisher's tool are listed, you are required to use one or the other. If it was a sample form, it would say sample before the JFS form number. The last item in the requirement states that the submitted alignment will be maintained on site for review. Before I finish, I wanted to point out the importance of fully reading through the standards and requirements. Program standards will address when a requirement is not needed for a school-age program. If you have any questions or need further clarification, please reach out to your Step Up to Quality TA coach. Not sure who your coach is? Please email SUTQFCC@actionforchildren.org if you need assistance for a family child care provider, or SUTQcenters@actionforchildren.org if you need assistance for a child care center.